Good morning, everybody, or should I say afternoon. Welcome to Tuesday Talks, Project Open's video podcast, where we discuss issues regarding addiction and recovery, and the state of the industry in terms of people trying to help. On this uh, episode, I'll be talking to Dr. Kari Wolf, who is Chief of Psychiatry or Chair of Psychiatry at Southern Illinois University's Medical School. She'll be discussing the CRSS Success Program that will be starting up in August. So, welcome, Dr. Wolf.
Thank you. Very happy to be here.
Absolutely. So, I'll let you kind of launch into it and tell us all about what's going on.
Okay, great. Thank you. So we feel very fortunate here at SIU School of Medicine that we've gotten a series of grants to start CRSS programs around the state. So CRSS is a Certified Recovery Support Specialist, and these are individuals who have lived experience with mental illness, and they help other people who have mental illness navigate the system and really help them on their path to recovery. We know that the mental health system isn't the easiest to navigate. The healthcare system in general is not that easy to navigate. And so this person can help someone navigate the system because they've had some experience and some special training to help understand the system and be able to navigate the system. They also serve to really be a mentor, a peer mentor to help somebody on their path to recovery. And so what we are doing with this program is, this particular program is for Northern Illinois, focused in Dixon, and really creating the certification program, so the classes and the kind of clinical experience or the on-the-job training, if you will, so that someone gets all the skills they need to be able to pass the certification exam and then work as a certified recovery support specialist in the area.
So that's awesome. I'm sorry you may have seen the screen kind of jumbling around. I'm playing director here and trying to remember what these buttons do. But that's awesome. I'm excited. The industry as a whole is leaning more towards this peer support or including people who are living through this disease and then recovery in the response. And can you talk about how that has changed from, say, 20 years ago or so?
I think by and large, it's changed because they're there and they're there in increasing numbers. And it helps people understand what's going on, both with themselves and their own illness, and the steps that can help them be successful to getting into recovery. In the past, it was just me as a doctor, as a psychiatrist, or other healthcare providers trying to get people engaged in treatment, but maybe disconnected from what the lives of the individuals that we're taking care of. Whereas this is someone who's been there, they've walked in their shoes, they understand all the frustrations with the system, how hard it is to get access to the care that you need when you need it. Sometimes they help translate, if you will, what the person is experiencing and putting it in a way that the clinician can actually hear them, and vice versa, translating what the clinician may be saying to the individual into a way that is easier to understand. We try to always be on the same team, but it doesn't always feel that way with the healthcare systems because the healthcare system is so convoluted. And then when you add in the mental health system is even more convoluted than the regular healthcare system, it just really facilitates that communication between healthcare and the individual who's needing care.
It's funny. Thank you for that explanation. It's funny that we at Sauk Valley Voice of Recovery employ recovery coaches, and we do a lot of work with people in recovery. We kind of catch them at that moment that they're headed to treatment, and our plan is to stay engaged with them for up to 2 years. And that translating part is huge, because a lot of times people aren't really listening. There's a lot going on. I used to tell my staff, you have to keep in mind that to that person, this encounter is way different. For them, it's a life-changing event that's going to, I'll be marked forever as someone in addiction. I may lose my children. I have to leave my job. Oh, is this going to fix my life? Is this going to ruin my life? There's all these things. And to my recovery coach, it's just Tuesday. It's like, it's not weighted the same. And so on our side, we're very cognizant of the details of things. And on the other side, that person, things are just going by them at 100 miles an hour. And so oftentimes we have to stop and just say to the person, okay, what did you hear? And this is what was there, and just kind of slow it down. The other thing being that we often talk about how we can smooth the path for that person because we've been there, we know what to expect. And so we do quite a bit of work in that. And it's very exciting, but I appreciate that this is coming to this area. This is huge to open up the pool of people. I had a conversation just yesterday with someone from one of the hospitals here saying that they are looking for people, CRSS and CPRSS, to work in the emergency rooms and different agencies.
Yes. Yeah, there are a lot of ways that we can utilize CRSS individuals, certified individuals, to really help patients and help the outcomes. We know that we have better outcomes. People do much better on their path to recovery. And I've worked with them in another state. I've worked with them on the inpatient hospital side where they've actually led groups and really been able to engage with people who are hospitalized for mental illness. And frankly, those were often some of the favorite groups for people when they left the hospital. They found those to be the most meaningful. So there's lots of opportunities to engage CRSS individuals in our treatment systems.
So can you tell me the difference between CRSS and CPRS? CPRS, yes.
Yeah, so the CRSS is, those are individuals who have lived experience with mental illness, and they may or may not have had substance use, whereas CPRSS or CPRS is certified peer recovery specialists. And those are for focusing on individuals who have substance use as their predominant diagnosis. They may have had mental illness or not.
Now, is that open to family members?
It is open to family members, and we're actually going to have both an adult and a child track. So for if I am a parent who has had a child who's had mental health struggles throughout their childhood, I could go get this certification and help other parents with youth who are struggling as well and help them navigate the school system and all of the unique aspects that children have in their lives.
We when I'm training my staff, we often talk about the curler, in the Olympics where the guy throws the stone and there's the people with the broom that are,
Right.
And I tell my staff, that's what the CPRS is like, you're that guy with the broom in front of this person. And so wherever that person wants to go, like you said, if it's dealing with working with the schools or other systems, maybe they need to, in fact, just recently, my staff helped somebody to get through purchasing a car, with credit and getting a driver's license. And to us, it seemed so normal. And to them, it was really, it was a big deal.
Yep.
So can you tell me what the class will look like? How long is it? What's entailed? How much, what am I doing? What will happen?
Yeah. So the program consists of two different elements. One is the classroom element, and then one is essentially an on-the-job training where people are out in the field in settings where CRSS individuals would work. So there's 110 hours of coursework. It's going to be once a day. We have some flexibility based upon the instructor and the people who are enrolled, but in both, we're doing this in 3 regions in the state. So in our central and southern regions, we're doing Saturday morning classes. But if an evening works better, we can always do that. And then after those 2 semesters of classes, there will be 300 hours of work experience. And so people will be getting paid while they're actually working, but they're also learning the skills to be able to pass the certification exam at the end of that.
I'm sorry, I think you said once a day. Did you mean once a week?
I'm not sure what the once a day was. So yes, the classes would be once a week. We're looking at Saturdays, although we could do it one evening a week instead, if that works better for everyone's schedule.
Gotcha. Is there any cost?
So the student would be enrolled in school at SIU Carbondale, and the grant will pay for the tuition and for the fees associated with that. We will be providing a laptop that's all paid for through the grant. So there shouldn't be any cost to the individual. And like I said, when they're doing those work hours, they'll get a stipend as well.
So when you said they'll be enrolled at SIU, that sounds like they're going for college credit. Is it?
They are. They will end up with 7 hours of college credit.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes.
So is there any testing or anything needed to apply, or how do?
So to apply, all you have to do is have a high school diploma or a GED or equivalent. So you just have to have passed high school. There's no minimum grade point average. There's no tests that you have to do to enroll. It's just you have to have passed high school, and then you would apply for the program. I saw you had put the website up there. You can apply on that website, and then we'll get you enrolled in the program and get the funding flowing and get you, all your course stuff registered and all of that. We help with all of those pieces.
How many students will we have, or how many spaces are there?
So we're going to start with 8 the first year.
Okay.
And it may grow from there, but the first year we're starting with 8.
So just where my mind goes, is this a back door into being an SIU student? Once I finish my 7 hours, will I be eligible to go on for more? Or?
You will definitely be eligible to go on for more. You'd be enrolled at SIU. So you would, if you wanted to continue your studies, you could. It wouldn't be through this grant, but people
Right.
are welcome, and we would encourage people to continue taking classes and continue growing in their professional careers.
That's awesome. So it sounds to me, and this is just me thinking, but it sounds to me like, in a way, the trauma or the negative of addiction, alcoholism, mental illness is in a way being turned around and made into a positive as it opens this door.
Yes, exactly.
It's pretty interesting, huh?
Yeah, it is. It is.
All right. So where would you suspect that the next step is in terms of where this class is? I mean, are we taking applications now? Do we have a hard start date? Where would classes be? Will they be? I know there was some talk of the childcare and all that, so it sounds like that's pretty intricate work.
Yeah, so what we're doing is we're trying to get as many supports around the student as possible. So we're going to have a community health worker who is assigned to this program who will help people with all the things in life that can get in the way from someone being successful. So helping arrange childcare, helping arrange transportation. If all of a sudden I've got a big expense with my utility bill was higher than, and I don't know what to do, helping navigate the system to get some assistance with utility bills or rents or whatever. Just we will have resources to help people successfully get through this program and try to, like you said, the curlers, try to brush all those obstacles out of the way that could interfere with somebody successfully completing the program. We are going to be starting this August. So you can just search in your web browser for SIU CRSS, and it will take you to the information where you can apply and learn more about the program, but you can apply there, and then someone would be in touch to help you navigate getting set up. We want to start sending the stipends out in July, so we're hoping people start registering soon. And then classes will be starting in August.
Okay. So in some situations, I guess I'm smart enough to be dangerous, but around the state, what kind of money are CPRS is commanding? I know in this area it's probably about a $35 to $40,000 a year job. What are you seeing elsewhere?
Yeah, that tends to be the range around the state. I'm not sure about Chicago, if Chicago has a different pay scale, but the areas that we're working around Dixon, the program that we're setting up here in the Springfield area, and the program that we're setting up in Southern Illinois, it's around that.
Okay. So the person goes through the 2 semesters, and then is the 300 hours after that, or is that the second semester?
No, the 300 hours is after that.
Okay.
And then they will sit for the certifying exam. And the exam is a challenge. So part of what we're going to really do is help people prepare for that certification exam. The knowledge probably won't be the problem because we're going to be teaching people all that knowledge between the classrooms and those experiences, those clinical experiences. But sometimes people haven't been taught how to, read test questions and really figure out what the person who wrote the test is asking. And so we're going to offer that support for people. We're going to try to create a bank of questions. We can't get real questions from the certifying exams. Those are kept very secret, but we're going to create sample questions to help people understand how to take tests, how to read test questions, and how to answer them. So we're going to do everything we can to help people be successful. This is an accelerated program. This program is being funded by the DHS Division of Mental Health for the state of Illinois. And it's an accelerated program, so it doesn't have as many hours as the normal training programs for CRSS or CPRS. So we really want to be sure we have robust experiences so that people can successfully pass that test.
That's incredible. I know that if you were just doing this on your own, you'd be looking at 1,000 hours. What is happening with the 100 hours of clinical supervision? Is that built in, or will they have to look into that? I guess the bigger question, without getting into the minutia of this and that, is will they need anything else in order to take the test?
No, they'll just need these 110 class hours and 300 clinical hours, and then they're going to be eligible for the test through this particular program.
That's pretty incredible. Pretty incredible. Yeah. Well, great. I know that some of the trainings that my staff have gone through are, 1/3 of the 100 hours, and we're paying over $1,000 for it. So you guys are giving quite a deal, and I'm very excited. So I guess I'm gonna let that just hang there, and hopefully people either go to the website, or if they need more information, they can always call Sauk Valley Voices of Recovery at our phone number. But the bigger place is right there. And so hopefully, as this program rolls out, year 1, year 2, year 3, we start seeing more and more people go through it, more and more people entering the field, and we find that it becomes easier for the people around us to recover.
Yes.
Easier for them to navigate some of these systems that are there to help, but oftentimes seem to hold us back. So
very much agree. That's our goal.
So, Dr. Wolf, thank you so much for taking the time to tell us all about this. And everybody that has had a chance to watch it or will watch it in recordings, because it'll live on the internet. You know how the internet is.
I do.
Always there. But people can watch this through Facebook, through YouTube, or they'll be able to go to the Project Open website and watch it, go back over it, and get all the details. In the meantime, is there any other number you'd like to give out?
No, I think you've given out great information. People should be able to find us. And again, if you forget that website, you can always just Google SIU CRSS.
And then if you look at our monthly newsletter, there's the camera, our monthly newsletter, on the back is all the information about this program. So please, if you can't find us, find one of them. They are all over the community. So thank you so much, Dr. Wolf. It was a pleasure.
Thank you so much for supporting this program.
Absolutely. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.